Hi there, how are you? My name is June and welcome to Balance and Flexibility. This workout is entitled Dynamic Locomotion. Cute name, isn't it? Well, if you have been with me before, you'll notice we're in a different location. This happens to be my Pilates studio. They're doing some renovation at my home, so there's a little bit of too much noise, and rather than have that interfere with our filming, we've decided to film here today. For this workout, we're going to be working with a ball. As you notice, I have one there. And remember, if you don't have a ball, you can use a roll of paper towels or a roll of toilet paper. Either will work equally fine. You'll also need your water. This exercise program that we're doing today focuses on active flexibility and balance challenges for you, working on opposing muscle groups. So if you're ready, we're going to have a seat in our chair, and this will be completely seated. So we'll take a big seat. This is a big chair for me, so if I look a little lost, it's because I'm kind of short. I'm only 5 foot, and I'm not that big. But we want to begin with the forward part of your chair. I'm going to slide to the front a little bit here, and as always, make sure your feet are flat on the floor. We don't want those feet hanging up off the ground. We want to have some kind of body support and sit up nice and tall. So sitting up tall means you want to think about drawing your abdominal muscles inward towards your spine. A cue sometimes we use is pull your belly button in towards your spine. But I want you to think tall. Envision there's a string attached to the top of your head, and someone's pulling it up to the ceiling, so you're starting to feel length in your torso. You start to feel a bit of space between each of the vertebrae in your spinal column. You want to be sitting nice and tall. I said that again, so I won't repeat that anymore. But we're going to begin with just head turn. So look towards me, and I want you to look to your left side. Come back to the center, and then look to your right side. Come back to the center, take a deep breath in, exhale the breath out, do it again, inhale, and then exhale, beautiful, deep breath in, and then exhale, look to your left side, we're going to go left, center, and right, and another breath in, deep breath in, and exhale out, here we go again, left side again, go left, and center, and right, take a deep breath in, inhale, beautiful, exhale, awesome. Now watch, we're going to take our hands right here. Notice how I've bent my elbows. Can you pretend that you have a tray of brownies in your hands? Yum, wouldn't that be good? But no, we're going to pretend. So with our hands here, I call this an offering position. With your hands just like this, I just want you to shoulder shrug. Lift shoulder on the left and down, and right side and down. And if you want to do a little bit of a body rock here, you can do a little bit of that left and right. I'm not lifting my hip up, I'm just shifting my weight from side to side. Again, 2 more of these on each side. Left side, then right side. Now my left and right again. Then I'm going to take my palms and turn them down. I'm going to go out with the arms, and then let the elbows come out. I'm going to go out with the arms, and let the elbows come out. 2 more, just to get a little bit of movement in those arms and the blood flowing. 2 more. 1 more here, beautiful. Hands right on either side of your chair. I'm going to ask you to take both of your legs, extend them out. So notice that my toes are up. If we do a little play with our feet right now, I'm pointing my toes, pulling them back. We're getting ready to do what I call a heel slide to activate your hamstrings. We're going to do only 1 heel at a time. So I'm going to stop the action of my toes. I'm going to pull the left leg back and place it again. Notice how I'm pulling it on the floor, then bringing it back out. And again, I'm going to pull it in and then reach it out. 1 more time. Pull that heel in and take it out. Let's start with your right leg now. Pull it in and then reach it out. And again, so as we're pulling that heel in towards your body, we are activating that hamstring. Beautiful, we got it. Nice job. Now, hands here, carefully, can we do both at the same time? That's hard. If it's difficult, just go back to 1 at a time. Are you ready? Here we go. Both heels, so slide back. Perfect. Take those legs out. We're doing 4. Pull back. And again, 2 more of these. Let's pull back. It's like you're just sliding those heels along your carpet or your floor. Last one here, nice job. Now give me your left knee. Lift and lift and lift and lift and lift. Then we're going to take a little side tap out to the side. I'm going to tap side, 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 another set. This is the last part of our warm-up. Give me that knee lift with your left knee, left and right and left. 4 more, you've got left and right. Notice how that core is working here? Tap side, tap side. You got it. Last 4. Are we ready for one last set? Here we go. Knee goes 4, 3, 2, and tap outside. 1 and 2. Bring those feet together. Let's tap toes. Tapping the toes a little faster. Tap, tap in, lift. Perfect. Now we're focusing on tapping. Now lift those heels up and lower. Heels up and lower. 2 more. You start to feel a little warmth develop in your shin. Now just lift your heel. Lift heel and heel and heel and here we got it. Now we're going to go into our next section, which is our first exercise section, and we're going to get our ball. Right, so grab your ball. And that ball is going to be going behind your back. In order to do that, we have to sit back further in our chair. So we want to make sure that we sit back enough that we can put the ball right between our shoulder blades, right? But we want our feet to still be on the ground. So I'm sitting pretty far back in the chair. Hope I don't feel like I'm sinking into the chair because the seat goes down a little bit. If your seat is level, you'll be sitting a little bit higher. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall here. And we're going to place our hands right on our thighs. I'm going to gently press my back into the ball. And what I want to do is, we've done this in some of my other classes before, it's for the oblique muscles. I'm going to slide my rib cage to my left side, and then I'm going to slide my rib cage to the right. I'm going to come back center. Join me if you haven't. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the right. Coming back to center. And again. Exhale to the left. Coming back to center. Exhale to the right. Now can we link these together? Watch. I'm going to go left side. And right side. And then left side. So I'm kind of not stopping in between now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe out as I go to my left. Take a deep breath in and breathe out as I go to my right. Breathe into the center. Exhale, breathe left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And we're just going smoothly between both sides of our body. This should feel kind of good. You hold those abdominals. You make sure you're sitting firmly on that chair and your feet are anchored on the ground. Nice job. We're going to take the ball from between our backs. And we're going to scoot just a little bit forward more because we're going to take the ball between our hands here. Can you watch me on the first one? Figure 8. And figure 8, join me. This is kind of fun. We're going to go side. And I'm almost feeling like I'm rowing. You're going to go right side and then left side. Can you feel what's happening in your body? But also take note that your hip on one side, the opposite side of where the ball is going, may want to lift. I want to try to keep myself anchored there. Beautiful. We're going to do that again. 2 more. Reach out. There was 1. 1 more to the right. 1 more to the left. We got it. Nice job. Perfect. How'd that feel? Isn't that kind of fun? Take a little bit of a rest. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to sit, place the ball at our chest, shoulders down. We're going to push in front. We're going to go out and in. Good. Then we're going to take that out and in and bring it on a diagonal to the side. Reach side 4 times. 2, holding on to the ball. 3, notice how it challenges your balance a little bit. Come to the center just 2 times. Here comes 2. Now go to your left. 4, nice. And then 3. And then 2, 1 more time. We're going to come back to center. Reach front. Beautiful. Last one here. Beautiful. Remember how we had that ball behind our back? So we're going to put it behind our back again. That means we have to slide further back in our chair. Right? And we're going to keep this position, tall spine, like we've talked about. Take your left elbow, bend the elbow and bring it to this position. Drop your shoulder. Do the same thing on this side here and hold. Nice job. So I want you to pull the arms back. Beautiful. And release. Beautiful. Here we go. Out. We're going to add on here. What we're going to do is take our hands to the chair and lift your heart and hold. And then release. We're going to do that again. Lift up. Beautiful. And back. I'm thinking of the heart going to the ceiling, my eyes going to where the ceiling meets the wall. So notice I'm not going all the way up. I'm just allowing my eyes to focus from you to where the ceiling meets the wall. So I feel that mild back extension. Give me one more. Perfect. Now we go back to the goalpost arms. We've already done them. I want you to bring your left arm across your body. Left arm across. Now your right. I call this crisscross. Perfect. So I'm bringing that arm right in front of my chest. Now if I want to add on to this, what I can do is add an opposite knee to where that arm is going, right? So watch, lift the knee. I'm going to do it on the other side. Now you join me on this next one right here. Pull. Now you start to notice that those lower abdominal muscles start to work. Perfect. You got it. And again. Yes, there we go. Can we do 2 more on each side? I know you can do this. Once. Yes. And one more time here. Beautiful. Last one. Nice job. Now keep the ball behind your back. And what we're going to do is keep a nice stance here. Take your left arms and, left and right hands and pull the arms back. Watch. I'm going to cross, punch, pull back. Now if you want to do this with your palms facing the side, you can as well. So we're finishing this section off with a little bit of movement side to side. Yes. And then we'll ultimately finish. We have one more move. I forgot about that one last move we're doing. I'm going to take the ball from behind our back in a moment. One more each side here. Good. Feel how we work that core? Take the ball into one hand. I'm going to let the ball come to the side of the chair. Place the other hand on your shoulder. I'm going to bend sideways. Doesn't that feel good? And come back. We're going to do 3 of these. Exhale as you go here. Come back. We have one more. Perfect. And then we switch sides. Ready? Take the ball here. Hand on the shoulder. Side bend. I'm trying very hard to keep my hip on both sides down the whole time. One more. Last one here. That looks great. Beautiful. We're going to put this ball off to the side. And I'm going to shift forward on my chair. Notice I'm coming to the front. I'm going to go to the side of that chair. I'm going to take one leg back. And so what I'm going to do here is incorporate some heel lifts of my front foot. So what we're doing here is we're going to tap front, tap back. Tap the foot, tap the back. Tap the foot. There we go. So we're just going to start with a tap, but then we're going to move into a heel lift of the front leg. Perfect. Last one. Now I'm going to stop for a moment to slow this down. So front leg is on the ground. I'm going to move that leg forward now because I want to do a heel lift and lean back. Heel lift. All I'm doing is a heel lift front and a lean back. 2 more of these. Now on my next one, I'm going to sit up nice and tall, interlace my fingers, or if you'd like, you can place your hands like I Dream of Jeannie. Remember her? She was so much fun. Drop your shoulders. We're going to take a twist to the right side. Twist. Come back. Now while we're doing this, can you feel how that hip flexor, that muscle on the front of your thigh on that right leg is stretching out a little bit? 2 more. Nice. We got it. Perfect. Come back to the center. We come to the center of the chair. Take your time to get there. Right? We want to sit very forward on that chair. So we're coming up, heels of our hands here. We're going to go into a bridge. Why? Because we just had our hips flexed. And we want to get those hips into an extended position. So make sure that both feet are firmly on the ground. I'm going to ask you to move your feet out a little bit. Shoulders down. Heels of your hands into the side of the chair. Push your hips. Lifting those hips off the chair. Use those upper body muscles and pull it back and have a seat. And take a rest. We're only going to do 4. So take a deep breath in. Are you ready? Here we go. Exhale. Push the knees forward. Lift your hips off the chair. Now if this is too difficult, let me show you another variation. You can pull one leg back and bring one leg out in front. That makes it a little bit easier for you to get up off the chair if that's better for you. Right? So you have your option, right? So either one leg or pushing up. Great. We're going to come back. We're going to do 1 more of those. Get ready. Lift up. Yes. Awesome. Nice job. We're going to move to the other side of the chair. Right? So we have that rocking horse to do. Take your time. Come to the position where you can get your whole hamstring, the back of your front leg on that chair. Take the leg back. And remember what we did? We did a tap, 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 and tap. So it's kind of a little bit of a rocking horse here. Good. And then we change this rocking horse to getting into doing a little heel lift, right? And in order to do that, we had to shift our weight to the center of the chair a little bit. Let's do one more of these. Beautiful, nice job. Now from here, come a little bit more to the center, slide this leg back, placing each of your hands on either side of your thigh, press down into the chair, lift the heel, right, and rock back. Lift the heel, rock back. So when I lift that heel and rock back, I get a little bit more stretch into the front of that thigh, which is your hip flexor and your quadricep muscle. Just rocking back and forth, that heel coming up. I'm going to do about 2 more of these. Here comes one more. Last one, beautiful. Nice job. Take a rest. If you were doing that a little bit slower than I was, that is fine. So if you had to slow the movement down, back and forth, that's perfectly acceptable. We work within our own realm of what is best for each of our bodies, because we're all different, right? I'm going to come back to the center chair. Center chair, we're going to revisit that bridge. So remember, we had an option, right, of pulling one leg back and one leg out and lifting up, or having both legs out. So I'm going to do the option to start one leg in. Here we go. I'm coming pretty close to the front edge of that chair. And ready? We're going to lift the hips up, and then come back. I'm going to do one more of those, and you'll continue. Then I'm going to switch to taking both legs out. You can stay where you are. Lift and press. And come back. One more. Lift and press. Beautiful. And come back. Walk your feet all the way back. Perfect. Good job. I think it's time for a little bit of water, yes? So grab your water. Here it is. And take a drink. Oh, excuse me. Gulped a little bit too much there. So I'm going to place that right here off to the side when you're ready. That's awesome. Nice job. Are you ready to go into our next segment? Our next segment is going to incorporate the ball again, or your roll of toilet paper. Either works. I find that out during COVID, that when you didn't have a ball, a roll of toilet paper works perfectly fine. So don't always have to, you can always use what you have in your home. Okay, so we're going to start with the ball behind our back again. All right, so with the ball behind your back, remember you're sitting further back in your chair. You're taking the ball between your shoulder blades, leaning back against it, and you don't want to be pressing too hard. There's a reason for that, because the less pressure we put on the ball, the more we get to activate the core, because the body is sensing that something is different going on. All right, so we're sitting nice and tall. I'm going to raise my ball just a little bit. Perfect. Now we're going to take our hands to that goal post position again. One here and then here. I'm going to do 2 different arm positions here. This is chest expansion, so my heart lifts to the ceiling. I'm just pulling those arms back. I'm not necessarily lifting my eyes towards the ceiling. And I'm going to bring the arms all the way back to center here. Awesome. I'm going to do that again. Take the arms all the way out. Beautiful. So remember we said we're talking about working complementary muscle groups today? So we're working the chest muscle, stretching this chest muscle, and then we come forward, we kind of work it a little bit, right? But our emphasis on opening the chest. On our next one, we'll have the opportunity to do the opposite. We have one more. Open it up, nice job. And this sets us up right in a beautiful position to come into a prayer position. Our hands can come to here, right at our chest. I call this a flowing arm sequence. So you're going to drop your shoulders, ready? And then we're going to turn your fingertips forward, ready? We're going to reach those arms out, press out. Now the chest gets to work a little bit more. Thumbs up, reach out. Float the arms up a little bit and bring it right back to center. Ready? Fingertips forward, ready? And then reach. Take it out. Take a deep breath in and lift. Awesome. We come back. We have 2 more of these. I love this because it feels good, right? So here we go. Press the fingers forward. Feel those arms come together and work those chest muscles. Open up your arms, thumbs to the ceiling, and then lift up. We have 1 more. We're going to come back in. Ready? Take a breath in. Exhale. Push forward with the arms. Open up the arms. Beautiful. And lift those arms up and come back to center. That looked great. All right, so now we're going to take the ball. I'm going to put it between our knees. In order to do that, we need to come a little bit more forward in our chair, because I want us to have a little bit more body weight to work with. So when I put the ball between my knees, I want to make sure it's not at the knee joint. Think of moving the ball up along the upper portion of the knee so that we're working those muscles, those inner thigh muscles. I'm going to hold right here. So here's what I'm going to do. You're gonna watch my first one. We're gonna add some hinging back and forth here. Your hands can either be on the chair or on your thighs. Obviously on the chair will give you more support. This will give you more chance to work the core. It's your choice. I'm gonna place my hands on the chair to start. So what I'm gonna do is take a hinge back, and as I do, I'm gonna lift my knee. I'm not gonna lift too high because I don't wanna lose that ball, right? Then I'm gonna extend that leg. Perfect. I'm gonna bend it in and bring myself back to center. I'm gonna do that again, same side. Can you join me on this one? So ready? I'm gonna hinge back first. That's what I'm doing first. Lift the knee, stay here. Extend my leg. I'm gonna bend the knee, and can you place the foot on the floor? Feel that core work? And come back. We're gonna do one more on that side. You ready? Hinging back, lift the knee, extend that leg out, bend the knee, place the foot on the floor, come forward. Guess what we have to do? The other side, right? So same thing. If you want to try with your hands here, lift the ball, straighten that leg out, bend the knee, the foot comes to the floor, we come forward. We have two more of those. Hinging back. Extend out the leg, hold it there, bend your knee, lower the leg, and then come forward. We have one last one here. Lean back, lift the knee, extend all the way out. Beautiful. Bend in, come back in, and come forward slightly and lift your heels a few times. Notice how I'm hinging. Now I'm forcing the core to work a little bit differently now. Awesome. That looks great. We have one more. Last one. Come back in. Great job. All right, we're going to still keep the ball between our knees. Let's grab some more water before we move on. So grab your water bottle and have to take the cap off for me. Go. Swallow. And then put that water. Make sure you put the handle the cap back on so that you don't spill that water next to you. And if it does, it's only water, right? It won't do any hurt anyway. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be nice and tall on our spinal column. So that means we want to think of the rib cage pressing downward, the abdominal muscles pulling in, and equal pressure on each side of your hip. All right, so now we're going to do those knee lifts again. So are we ready? We're taking the knee and lift. Lift, knee lift, and lower. So what I'm doing is really focusing on pulling my abdominal muscles back as I raise my leg. I'm going to take this a little slower on the next one because I want to focus more on the breath. I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, glide that leg up and lower it back down. On the other leg, exhale, lift, and then lower. And again, breath in, exhale, lift, nice. And then lower, exhale, lift, and then lower. Squeeze that ball, so really feel pressure on that ball. And it's like your leg is sawing. I like to think of a little sawing action of your legs. One last one here. Great, nice job. We're now going to take the ball from between your knees. I'm going to separate the legs a little bit. What we're going to do is take a pass under your knee and under the knee. So that means I have to shift my weight. As I'm doing this, take note how I'm starting to widen my stance. I'm going to kick the leg out this time. Now, if I don't want to kick the leg, I can easily just keep the knee lifting, whichever is easier for you. Reach, perfect, and reach. And reach, yes, and reach. Now if you wanted to just the knee, just hold, keep that knee bent. But the focus here is to work on some of the abdominal muscles, challenge our balance a little bit. I'm going to go to my kick on this side, my kick on this side, my kick on this side. Just a little balance challenge here. We'll do one more on each side. And then last one, we can also come forward here and keep the feet on the floor and come from one side to the other. So now I'm shifting my weight. So it's a whole different action. We're not having to lift the leg up so the weight of the leg doesn't come into play. I'm going to do one more on each side here. Great. Now bring the ball between your hands, right? And we're going to tap out the left leg as you twist to your right. So we're going to twist, come back, twist, come back. So this is a little balance challenge here. And twist, come back, and twist, come back. Awesome, keep going. We got it. Nice job, keep going. I'm gonna go side. So I'm doing a little bit of a lean here on purpose to challenge those core muscles to get a little bit of more range of motion about my body. Beautiful, almost there. One more each side. Last one. Now bring your feet together. Sit back a little bit, take the ball, and we're just going to let it come off to the side of my chair. What I want to be careful of, so watch what I'm going to do with the shoulder. I'm going to pull the shoulder blade back. If you heard some tapping, I hit my microphone by accident. I'm sorry, guys. So hopefully that wasn't too loud in your ears. What I want to do is place this opposite hand on my shoulder and give myself a side bend. But as I'm giving myself the side bend, I want to make sure I'm pushing my right leg into the ground. So I'm creating opposition between each side and come back up. So I'm just running this ball down this side bending over, keeping my hips anchored. And what I mean by hips anchored, it means my hips are staying very still. I'm going to do one more here. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. One of my favorite exercises. So take it here. I just love to side bend. Take the other hand on your shoulder, and we're aiming the ball towards the ground while I'm pushing into my left foot this time. Again, push into the left foot, and then come back. Great. Back to center. One more. Great. Last one here. I said one more. We did two more, but I want to make sure we're even on both sides. There we go. So I'm going to take this ball, place it here. We're going to scoot a little bit forward on your chair. I'm going to do some optional seat lifts. We're going to start with hinging. So if hinging is all you want to attempt to do today, it's perfectly fine. But if you want to join me, feel free to join me for that seat lift. All right, so my hands are here. Take a breath in. I'm going to exhale, hinge forward. I'm going to lift my heels first, push the heels down to the ground, and then come back. We're going to do that again with the hands on the chair. Lift your heels. Come back. Now we're going to try that without arms. So bring the arms to that I dream of dreaming position. And when it comes forward, lift your heels. Lower your heels, come back. We're going to do one more of those. So this is our prep to come out of the chair. Nice job. So those of you that want to join me. The rest of you can do exactly what we just did. Those of you that are going to attempt the seat lift with me, you're going to put the heels of your hands on the chair. Those of you who stay still, if you want to challenge yourself with this, that's perfect. We're going to push into the heels of our feet, lift the heels up, come back down, and have a seat. If you need to pull your heels back a little bit, feel comfortable doing that. I'm going to hinge forward, push up, seat lift, come back down. We're not coming to a stand. We're just doing a seat lift. Again, seat lift, lip. And we did the triceps before. So this is just a different approach because our body's coming more forward on this one, bringing the body weight forward and back down. We're going to do two more of these. We're going to reach forward, lift the hips, come back down. We have one more to go. Reach, lift, and then we're going to finish off with hands coming here. Ready? We're going to hinge forward, lift the heels, but now we're going to lift the toes and lean back. Lean back, find your core. Come back to center. Hinge forward. Lift your heels. Push the heels down. Start to lean back and lift your heels. Beautiful. We're going to add some change of arms here. Hinge forward. Lift. When we go back, we're going to reach the arms forward and lift those toes. Coming back, we're here. Lift the heels. And then when we lean back, we lift those toes. We have one more here. Back here. Lift. Come back and reach out. Beautiful. Nice job. That was hard work, right? And you feel how you had to use some of your upper body to assist you with that. Grab your water. Get another drink, please. Nice sip. And be careful on that. Right? I'm always getting it up my nose. Anybody ever do that? Not funny. Funny after you think about it, but not funny when you're doing it. So here we're going to go move into our cool down. And I want you to slide back on your chair a little bit for me. And we still have our feet on the ground. Let's take your left shoulder and roll it back. And the right shoulder. And notice how I'm staying anchored right now. But I want you to start to think about moving your body. And notice how I'm rocking and I'm pulling one arm back versus the other. So I'm starting to feel a little bit of rotation in the torso. So I'm going back and forth here. Nice. We'll do one more each side. Kind of feels good, doesn't it? And then I'm going to take a wide stance here. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. I'm going to take both of my hands over to my right thigh. I'm going to slide the left leg out. So I'm anchored on both hips. Just one leg's extended. This leg's going to come in a little bit. I'm going to drop this shoulder, left shoulder, and I'm going to look over my right shoulder. What it should happening, you should be feeling a nice stretch down the side of this leg, and just hold, just a nice rotational twist. If you want to reach that arm out to get even more, or you can place the hand on the shoulder, you get even more of a stretch there. We're going to bring it back to here. Nice. We do the same thing on the other side. Hand here, leg goes out. Now we take that little rotation, and I'm twisting here, right? Awesome. And if I want to take that arm out and reach, I can do that as well. And just hold. Now you can always place a hand on the chair. You can reach behind you if you like. You can even do that, get a little bit more of that. Great, nice job. That gives us a little bit of rotation. I'm going to do a little bit of hip flexor stretching. So I'm going to pull right leg in and my left leg out. And I'm going to lean back, and I'm going to allow the arm of the leg that's being extended to reach up. And if I squeeze my glute a little bit, I'm pointing my toe on this, I get a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. Then when I come over to the side of the chair, take your time, and allow your knee to drop towards the ground. That opens up the hip a little bit more. I'm completely supported with my leg here. Hand on the shoulder, lift up. I get even more. If I lean back, even more. Awesome. Reaching back, I'm going to come back to the side. Hip flexor stretch on this side. This time my left leg comes back. My right leg goes forward. And I'm going to lean back, take the hand on the shoulder, and lift up and hold. Holding on right here with that left side. Hold. Partial hip flexor stretch. It opens up a little bit, but then to get more of that hip flexor, slide over to the chair. Make sure you're completely supported right here. That knee is going down to the ground, and then hand on the shoulder again and lift up. Those hip flexors are really important to stretch out because we use them so much during the day, even just from walking every single day. I'm going to come back to the center. I'm going to do some chest expansion. So hands by your side, thumbs out. Thumbs are out rather than in, and then just lift your heart. Breathe in deeply. Exhale out. Do that again. Breathe in. Exhale out. Really focus on that breath. Breathe in. Exhale that breath out. Because when you focus, just a little bit of time that you give to yourself on this breath awareness lets you have the opportunity to get in tune with yourself and reduces stress levels like no other. So whenever you feel stressed, it's really a good idea to take a deep breath in and out. Here you go. We just completed our workout, 30-minute workout called Dynamic Locomotion. It is always a pleasure to spend my time with you and share my ideas and some of these exercises that we do that help you build a stronger, flexible, stronger body so that you can be better at everything you do in life. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great week.